This is the full weekly reading for thinkers, feelers, doers, and builders. This week's theme is intimacy.
Hi, I'm Lori. I'm a tarot reader and spiritual counselor, and each week I share intuitive messages to help you reconnect to your own inner guidance. And in my work with clients, I've discovered that people tend to move through life in one of four ways: as thinkers, feelers, doers, and builders. Now, we have all four within us, and we tend to lean more toward one. And if you're curious on what type you lean more towards on a regular basis, there is a free quiz you can take that is in the description below. Each of these ways also connect to a suit in the tarot deck. The swords are connected to the thinker. The feeler tends to connect to the cups. The doer tends to connect to the wands, and the builder tends to connect to the pentacles. Most of us, like I said, naturally lean toward one. But remember, we have all four within us. And if one week you're more in your feelings than in your thinking, or if you're in more of a doing mode instead of a feeling mode, read that one for the week. Read whichever one you are resonating most with. Now, this week's theme is intimacy. Intimacy can mean intimacy with yourself, intimacy with a friend, intimacy with a lover, or with a partner. Intimacy is that close connection. And we are going to look at that for each of the four types right now. So we're going to start with the thinkers. They are people who tend to process life through their intellect. So in regards to intimacy for my thinkers, don't second guess yourself this week. You're going to want to overthink it, of course. And it's saying just explore the different possibilities that are at your disposal. It's really about going into some kind of action rather than thinking about all the different possibilities. It is showing that everything's unfolding the way that it needs to in regards to a relationship. Even though you're going to want to argue with yourself, you're going to take one step forward and take one step back. But I do feel like there is commitment. Both people here involved in this relationship are committed to working through whatever it is, even when feelings are hurt. So prioritize what's most important to you, my thinkers, in regards to intimacy. Is it more important for you to prove your point, or is it more important to connect this week? Even when you're feeling vulnerable, it's showing because you're going to be feeling vulnerable because you're going to be seeing that the two of you are not seeing things eye to eye. But there is peace coming in the later part of the week. There is peace coming if you lean more into what is your intention this week. Are you intending to connect and feel the intimacy, or are you intending to feel more separate and make your point? You have to decide. And it's happening to shake things up a little bit so that you can actually see how strong this relationship is. That happens sometimes. All right. Now let's look at the message for my feelers this week. Feelers are people who tend to live through life through their heart. So let's see what's going on for you regarding intimacy this week. Well, it shows that any kind of conflict you've been feeling this past month, it feels like it's clearing up for you in your relationship. You're getting back to the basics, or you're getting back to really connecting with the parts of you, with you and another person. You're remembering where you had fun together. And it's saying establish or reestablish that feeling of familiarity instead of feeling like you have to be a helicopter mom for someone. Meet them as an equal rather than taking on the parent role and feeling like you have to take care of the relationship. That is key and that is essential. The person's going to come back around. Don't worry about it. It's just about recognizing that your needs and their needs look very different. You feel loved in a different way than they feel loved. If you've ever heard of the 5 love languages, it feels like you are 2 different love languages. So it might be helpful to understand where you're coming from. You're both very intuitive, and it is showing that your own intuition is showing you exactly what you need to do, but you're hiding behind hurt feelings. Now, that's going to keep it unequal, and it's going to keep you feeling frustrated. So, take a look at the lesson that keeps repeating yourself in this relationship that you're being asked to learn. The other person does care about you, but sometimes they need to say no to you, and you can't take that person. All right. Next, I'm going to do the reading for my doers, people who tend to move through life through action and momentum. All right. Let's see what's coming up for you regarding intimacy this week. Well, you're not going to be defeated. So you don't have to worry about what you're doing. It is showing it's about slowing down a little bit and deciding what you would like to commit to, and if you're both committed to the same thing in the relationship. Because it does feel like you've got something to finish out first. You've made an agreement. It feels like you've got to see it through this summer, and then going into fall, you can change things around a little bit. You're going to want to second guess each other because you're going to be going in one direction, the other person's going to be going in the other direction. And it is about coming to an understanding. Neither one of you has to compromise. You can support each other, even if you're going on different paths at the moment. There are possibilities you're not even aware of. And it is showing, take some time just to laugh together. That'll help offset it. Don't worry, your needs are going to be met. And it does feel as though something's stressing you out in terms of finances, and it could be why you're showing up the way that you're showing up. But it is showing that there is a fresh start coming in. There is reignited passion. So just let go of what you've been holding on to so tightly. Your way is not the only way. In this relationship, you can both follow 2 different paths, but still stay connected and be together. Very, very important for you to remember this week. All right. Now, finally, I am going to give a message for the builders, people who tend to move through life through structure, stability, and foundation. They like to leave something lasting. So let's see what's coming up for you in terms of intimacy this week. Well, the first thing down is saying that things are very even between you and another person. It does feel like the truth is being told, and you're coming out of a time period of overextending yourselves and not having your needs being met. But I do feel like you're learning a new form of communication. I keep hearing all is not lost. And it's like you're waiting for the other person to prove something to you. Don't do that. That will keep you in a vulnerable position. What can you do for yourself? If you're waiting for someone to do something, don't just wait and look at your watch and tap your foot. I mean that metaphorically, of course. What can you put your focus on then this week? Because it is showing that you're falling back into an old habit. When you get disappointed emotionally, you tend to withdraw. Well, this isn't worth it then. Huh. And stamp your foot. And if you do that, you will be defeated. Instead, do something to help ground your emotional state. See what is showing up to support you. See what the person is doing that is supportive, rather than picking apart what they're not doing. And then focus instead on bringing your own mind into a peaceful place, because that will help shift things within the next month. It feels like if you take attention away from it, all of a sudden that person's going to go, oh, now I want your attention. Now I'm going to step up. So shift your energy. Stop being so laser focused on what you expect someone else to do and focus on you, giving yourself some self-care. So I would love to invite you to put in the comments, what is intimacy to you and how do you block it? And be honest. Or where would you like to improve? That's better. Where would you like to improve? Or what areas of improvement would you like to lean into for your intimate relationships, whether it's your relationship with yourself, a family member, a friend, or a partner? Where would you like to improve in your intimate relationships? And if something in this reading opened up a question that you want to explore more personally, I do offer one-on-one readings and spiritual counseling sessions. And the link to book is in the description. And also, I'm linking together this week's series. Monday through Thursday, I'll go through each type, and each type will get their own separate readings. So subscribe if you don't want to miss this next week's readings, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.